One of the largest wars of the century kicked off a few weeks ago between Israel and Hamas. Israel has attacked Hamas from the skies and seas in response to Hamas killing well over 1,000 Israeli people. Now, as the ground invasion begins, Israel has summoned one of its most powerful military assets, the Merkava main battle tank. The Merkava tank has helped Israel win virtually every war in the last 5 decades. The Merkava has helped Israel become a dominant weapons exporter globally. The Merkava tank has helped Israel become the 18th most powerful nation on the planet. If it isn't obvious yet, the Merkava is the focus of this video. From the dire need that forced the birth of such a machine, to the capabilities that have made it the go-to weapon whenever Israel decides to completely dominate a war. Enter the Merkava. During the late 1960s, Israel was in dire need of tanks to protect its territory. It tried to purchase and build under license the Chieftain tank, which was the UK's main battle tank at the time. But for political reasons involving the Arab nations, Israel was denied the tanks. It would be a blessing in disguise. Israel, realizing the dangers of depending on foreign nations for its tanks, decided to follow its own development program. It was a major challenge, as Israel's military-industrial complex was only in its infancy, and the country had never built a large armored vehicle before. Working from a clean sheet, however, allowed the country to build a perfectly suited custom tank from the ground up, with previous tank warfare experiences baked in. 3 attributes define a modern tank: defense, attack, and mobility. Depending on the needs of the country in question, attributes are prioritized over one another. For Israel, being a small country that would be affected greatly by even modest wartime personnel losses, defense was of top priority. Next was firepower because, survival aside, the only way to win a war was to destroy enemy tanks. Mobility was last. As a small country, Israel was not likely to fight long campaigns over great distances anyway. The result of this delicate cocktail of main attributes is a tank known today as the Merkava main battle tank. A tank with all its crucial capabilities recipeed in the proportion that its country would benefit heavily from. And the country did benefit indeed, especially during full-blown conflict. The Merkava saw extensive combat in several conflicts, such as the 1982 Lebanon War, the South Lebanon conflict, the First and Second Intifadas, the 2006 Lebanon War, the Gaza War, Operation Pillar of Defense, and Operation Protective Edge, where the tank wowed even its own operators by having its active defense system, for the first time in military history, prove itself in actual intense fighting. And now, it's a major cast in the Israel-Hamas war too. In the previous conflicts and expectedly in this one too, the Merkava would decisively demonstrate its ability to withstand enemy fire, destroy enemy tanks and other targets, and operate in various terrains and conditions, all of which are made possible by the tank's catalog of top-tier capabilities. Capabilities of the Merkava. The Merkava is one of the best designed tanks in the world and is currently the backbone of the Israeli Defense Forces. The tank has 4 main variants: Mark I, Mark II, Mark III, and Mark IV, each with improvements and modifications over its predecessor. Only the newer Mark III and Mark IV variants are currently in active service, summing up to 1,140 tanks. The latest version, the Merkava Mark IV, nicknamed Barak, being the alpha of the pack, is the focus today. The 65-ton tank, which is only 2 tons lighter than the heaviest Abrams main battle tank of the United States, set off to be the most advanced tank in history. The tank borders its capabilities with those of fighter jets by featuring ultra-modern electronic warfare devices, advanced multi-domain data processing, artificial intelligence, virtual reality, and other forms of computing, all assisted by new sensors that allow the independent acquisition and engagement of targets. To know just how capable the Merkava tank really is, take a look at its 3 main attributes. Defense. The Merkava is equipped with a recent version of a locally made Trophy Active Protective System. The system automatically locates and strikes targets, actively intercepting incoming rockets and other anti-tank threats. In addition to the Trophy Defense System, the Merkava wields another locally made defensive wonder that is the Iron Vision helmet-mounted display system developed by Elbit Systems, the same company that developed the helmet-mounted display system for the American F-35 Lightning II fighter jet. The Iron Vision is the world's first helmet-mounted display for tanks. Its sensors gather data from the surroundings while the externally mounted cameras project the 360-degree view of the tank's surroundings, all neatly displayed on the Iron Vision helmet, ensuring that crew members are able to clearly see outside of the tank while staying safely inside the tank, without having to open the hatches, as was required years ago. The Merkava's overall design itself prioritizes crew defense, particularly against frontal attacks. The tank has a heavily fortified front.